Okay, folks, it's your buddy Mike Messier, just leaving the theater. Saw the movie Challengers tonight. I enjoyed it. Should you go see it? Should you go not? I think you could. I think you should. It's a good, drama. It's not too dramatic, meaning that there's no big sob story going on in the world. It's really a relationship film, a love triangle of sorts, with the backdrop of professional tennis, the juniors, the college world, and then the pros, all through the eyes of the same three characters. Zendaya, if I'm saying her name properly, is the lead actress. I would venture to say the central character of this movie, as well as one of the producers. And the movie was actually better than I thought it would be. I thought it would be decent. I didn't think it would be as inventive, dare I say, as artsy as it turned out to be, with some of the music choices and so forth. So yeah, I thought this was a pretty good movie here. And now I will proceed to say spoilers. So I will get into some of the nuts and bolts of this movie. Challengers, in case you want to go see the movie, go see it. Pause my little review. But don't forget about me. Come back after you've seen the movie. We can compare notes. So look, Zendaya has been coming on strong in recent years. She had this whole, I believe it was HBO show, her and Sydney Sweeney. I didn't watch that show in live time. I've recently been catching a few episodes. Oh my God. But she's quite the hot ticket here. And there's an early shot in this film of her kind of thongified, which I'm sure will please a lot of folks. I thought the movie was good. I liked the music. It turns out that our old buddy there, our 90s pal, Trent Reznor, was behind the music, like a VH1. Also, what I liked about this movie, it's kind of going back, I think, to 2006. And we have these like 3 or 4 different time spots, in the 15 or 16 year lineage of this movie. We're kind of jumping around at different time zones of this love triangle, tennis triangle. I guess you could say friendship triangle at times. All very confusing, these relationships. However, God, I wish I had a beverage right now. Wish I had a nice fucking cold beverage. Because I have all these goddamn remnants of beverages throughout my day, but nothing that really stands out as like a nice cold, ice cold beverage. But the movie was good. I mean, yeah, I guess Zendaya is kind of growing on me here. She is quite attractive. She's a great actress, and she has a very, she was in some of these Spider-Man movies too, wasn't she? So, and here she kind of, the way that the movie came out, I thought I was going to see something a little bit different. I thought the movie's storyline was that these 3 tennis people had some type of menage a trois back when they were young. And it was like something subversive, and she kind of paired off with one of the guys, and they got married and had like the kid thing and just the traditional, monogamous relationship. And then there was the shadows of this guy that they, fornicated with from years earlier that was coming back to haunt them. That's what I thought the movie was about, but in reality, they never really did have a menage a trois. They had a bit of kissing, a bit of heavy petting, as the kids say, but they did not have a menage a trois. Instead, it was more like Zendaya, her character anyway, was it Tanisha? Tamish? Whatever the fuck. She's kind of toying with these 2 white boys, as she calls them. Basically, she's toying with their emotions. She's got her fuck boy, and then she's got her marrying man, which is kind of like the hidden secret agenda of a lot of these women I hear. They want to have one guy between the sheets and one guy paying the bills. But in any event, I like this movie. I mean, I thought it was good. They make this self-referential insult to themselves over and over again. I hit a ball with a racket for a living. But I mean, this world of tennis. I'm trying to remember if there was another tennis movie 15 years ago. I think it was called Match Point. I don't think I saw it. I think there's been a couple of other tennis movies, but I don't know if this one's a really good movie for this generation. I think because at the forefront once again is this love triangle, and then the tennis comes in behind it. But the music, different songs of the last 15 or 20 years that were popular are kind of used in this movie to give us timestamps. There's like some kind of it's getting hot in here, so taking off all my clothes type of thing. That song's in this movie. Ha ha, give it a little bit of ha ha, all this shit. But yeah, I mean, I thought the movie was good. I mean, what can I say? It's a good movie. I like the use of like slow motion at times. Also, there were several scenes where, like, what you would call a transitional shot in most movies would just be like, someone's walking out a doorway. It's no big deal. In this movie, they pumped in that techno Trent Reznor music, bump, bump, bump. So even these like typically lame ass, boring ass, blink and who gives a fuck moment of a movie, like someone walking through a door, it's suddenly all heightened and it's exciting because they're playing this techno fucking music. There's also some scenes of dialogue where I was actually trying to hear what the people were saying, but the fucking disco Trent Reznor shit was overriding the fucking action. So I thought that was kind of cool. I don't think this is an Academy Award-winning film. I think this is a good summertime drama thing. I will say this, probably the biggest upset I had of the night was that I come into this theater. It's the big auditorium, the Dolby Digital, and it's 9:30 on a Friday night, and I think there was like 5 people in the fucking theater, including me, and I was a bit disappointed. I mean, there was an Alien reboot tonight, like the original Alien was re-released. I can imagine that a lot of people went and saw that. What else? I guess the King Kong Godzilla, but that's kind of dragging on for week 3. So I thought this was going to be like a big fucking deal. And it's Friday night. Yes, the movie kind of came out. I think I could have seen this thing on Wednesday. So it wasn't like a weekend premiere, at least not in this town of Jacksonville, Florida. But I thought there'd be like a decent crowd. I thought these young people would come out in droves to see their heroes Zendaya, but they didn't. So I don't know. But I was impressed. I mean, I thought the movie was cool. I liked it. And I think that the actors did a really good job of portraying, as far as I could tell, it was the same 3 actors. They didn't have, different actors play them at different ages. But to have a nice character arc where you're going from, 18, 19 years old, 17 years old perhaps, into their, early mid-30s, I thought they all did quite well. The blonde guy actually looked like he put on some muscle mass, and but it's also, depending on the hairstyle, depending on the type of t-shirt you wear, you can kind of make yourself look a little bit different. But, Zendaya, I thought she did a nice job with the aging process, just with the acting. There was no makeup or anything, but I think they did her hair differently and the outfits and so forth. So I thought the movie was good. I mean, had this movie been made in the 80s or 90s, there would probably be a lot more skin, as in flesh, as in female flesh, most importantly. There was a few more bare penises than I was expecting in this thing. Not the main actors, but these extra guys. There's this kind of creepy shower scene in this thing with all these male genitalias coming out to play. But in any event, I thought the movie was good. I mean, like I said, this is not Academy Award-winning stuff. The content is not that significant. You know what I mean? It's not that unique. It's a love triangle with a sports background. And, you know, two guys and a girl. I think that was Robert Downey Jr., Heather Graham, and somebody else. I think a lot of the menage a trois movies you see are typically, or not always, but often from the male, you know, one guy with two women stories. I'm trying to think if there's other one women with two guys stories. I'm sure there has been, because I think that movie, Two Guys and a Girl, a few years later, there was like a flip of that where it's like one woman with two guys chasing after her, but whatever the fuck. I know there's been other, I'm just blanking. The movie, you know, it's hearty. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes of some such thing. A solid 25 minutes of previews. So now, you know, it's late into the next day or whatever the fuck. So anyway, I'm giving props and credit. I'd probably give this thing maybe 4 stars, maybe 3 3/4. I mean, it's, when I give these stars, folks, even I have to say that sometimes it's hard to judge, because some movies, just the genre or what the scope of the budget, it's like, what is this movie shooting for? You know what I mean? So in this case scenario, a character study, a love triangle, it's not Oppenheimer. You know what I mean? It's not even Barbie. But for what the material is, like these 3 people fucking and arguing and conflicting, and the fucking husband has to prove himself, and the woman hurts her knee, and all this horse shit. I mean, I think they did about as much as you can do with the material at hand, you know what I mean? So, in any event, I'm pretty happy to have seen this movie. I'm a little surprised and disjointed that more people didn't come to the theater, but look, I'm not getting a cut of the profits here, so why the hell should I care? But anyway, folks, go see it. Go to MikeMessier.com. Like all my things. Support all my shit. Buy my books. Go to stand me on social. Or don't. Do things or don't. Anyway, good movie. Good job.